Hello, true believers. This is Doc Hogg, and welcome to episode 74 of Comics and Variety. All right, today we have another C&V short, something that I try to keep right around 3 minutes, although this one will run a little bit closer to 4. Okay, I picked up The Last God on a recommendation from an employee at the comic book store, and I'm always kind of wary of doing that because I found recommendations to be so hit or miss. But this one is a hit, written by Philip Kennedy Johnson and art by Riccardo Federici. I think with Last God, they really have something very interesting going on here. First, the cover. Really nice art. I think it symbolizes that the hero is up against some very long odds. You know, evil seems to be overwhelming the good here. Just really nice. The plot is pretty simple, which is, almost always good. A gladiator named Evinder must save the kingdom of Tirgolad from the flowers. And these are the flowers. Now, the story in this comic really begins in a combat arena where King Tyr is watching the gladiator Evinder win his 60th battle, which is supposed to win him his freedom. But when the gladiator removes his helmet, the king recognizes him, and a prophecy begins to run through his mind, saying that he will be king until the day he sees his sins made flesh. Tad cryptic, but you want it that way. Something happens to the king. He runs off, and the issue ends with Evinder about to engage the flowers. And it looks like the king has turned into the flowers based on the crown that is on the top of the flowers here. So lots of action here, solid plot, good art, just so many good things to say about this. One reason I'm eager to see issue 2 is because, issue 1 leaves us with a lot of interesting questions, like, is Evinder the king's son? Seems like it, but we're not sure. Also, there is this creation myth at the beginning of the comic that King Tyr defeated the flowers, and because of that, he was able to establish his kingdom, bringing peace and prosperity and everything. But clearly, by the end of issue 1, clearly that is a lie. But what exactly is that lie? In other words, how did King Tyr fool so many people? How did he actually ascend to the throne? We want that answer. Finally, there are some very nice subtle touches, such as how we know Evinder is a very skilled warrior. Well, in his gladiator fights, he never kills his opponents. Clearly, he is so skilled that he never has to kill them to win. And then there is this one scene involving some dogs that at first I was wondering what it was doing in this comic. But, it took me a little while, but then I realized that it is probably symbolic of how King Tyr managed to actually become king. I'm not going to reveal any more about that here. You'll have to pick it up to see what I mean. But I think that is what this scene is doing here. Once I realized what it is, or at least what I think it is, it seemed pretty impressive. Anyway, I highly recommend The Last God, and if you haven't picked it up yet, I'd strongly suggest that you do. Okay, that's all for now. I will see you soon.